Welcome into the Casual Gaming Conversation. I'm Connor. That's Nick. This is your weekly gaming podcast from Co-op 64. Today, we're back with another Mount Rushmore episode. But for this episode, we're doing a bunch of random shit. Items, art styles, consoles,
Dude.
soundtracks. It's going to be fun.
What do we title this podcast?
I think you do like video game Mount Rushmore and then take like the three biggest categories
Okay,
here and just
interesting.
list those
Yeah,
them
fair
or
enough.
something like that. But before we get into that, Nick, how we feeling?
Doing all right. Definitely a little sick. The
I'm
throat's,
also a little sick.
Throat's raspy.
It starts bad in the morning, and then I'm like, it could go either way. It could get worse as the day goes on, and then it usually over the last like week or two. No, it was last week because it started when I was doing the trophy stream, and it's just not gone to full sicko mode. I just keep coming back to feeling normal as the day goes on, and then waking up the next day and repeating the cycle. It sucks.
For me, it's like my hope is it's just the one night thing and the one day thing. This is definitely gonna be a podcast where I'm gonna be like just a little bit annoyed that I have to speak as much as I do because it's my throat. Like it just is a raspy throat at this point. But other than that, saw the Odyssey banger.
Yeah, tell me more about that. Your feelings on it and your experience.
I listened to Kind of Funny's in review after, and Nick Scarpino summed it up extremely well. He goes, "It's just fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Like it's just awesome." I'm sitting next packed out theater, 10 p.m. showing, IMAX showing, 360 seats. Everyone's it's basically sold out.
How are your seats? Because you got them pretty late.
Not bad. Like
What row? Do you remember?
K.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah, no. K.
I was an E.
I was
which is pretty
K5,
close.
I want to
Yeah.
say. So, good time though, and I already treated my body like shit on the drive back from Chicago. I had flaming hot Cheetos for the first time in well over a year,
A dangerous game.
and I'll tell the story. Why not? Everyone be cool. Running into the AMC, and I have my pants are like the string of my pants are a little bit too loose, so I have my hand in my pocket to hold my pants up. I am wearing flip flops and a Patriots hoodie. I am doing a waddle to the bathroom.
The shitty shuffle.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's clear. Like I'm like, there's no shame at this point. It is what it is. If I do not get to a bathroom in the next 60 seconds, I'm going to shit my pants. And like I'm an adult. I've always said for a long time, I'm like, how did that just happen? This was one of those scenarios where I was like, if I do not get to a restroom, like if I got to the restroom,
But you're confused as to how people
shit their
almost
pants.
shit themselves or do shit
Well, like
themselves.
for me, I'm always like, I've gone close many times, but I'm like, I can hold it that extra minute
no,
or two.
I have been in multiple situations. I feel like once a year where I'm like, I'm going to shit my pants, and I've been like, whatever happens at this point because like I don't know what's coming next, but I have not shit my pants in like 10 years.
So I go and rush to the restroom, and as I'm running, I went to the Newport AMC, which is right across the river in Kentucky. So the Newport, the area though on the levee, a lot of shops, there's dinner spots, and then there's the place with the movie theater. And I for the second I park my car and I stand up, I'm like, oh, like it's go time. So I run up 3 flights of stairs, I turn the corner, and I know from this experience of use the restroom before at this AMC, there's a restroom on the ground floor. I don't need to go all the way upstairs to the AMC. So as I'm running to this place, I know how long it's going to take me. Literally, I thought to myself, if I get there and I have to like pull the door, like if there's someone in the stall, I'm going to shit my pants. Like I need an open stall or else it's over. And as I'm running, I just hear just far distance, like at least a good 200 meters away. Like this is far. It's like a shout. I just hear, "Go up 64!" And I just head down, had to continue shuffling my ass. And I was like, I can't. I love our fans so much. I would 9 times out of 10, maybe 90 times out of 91 times turn around and say what's up. But no, I did make it to the restroom. It was all flaming hot Cheetos. It was a bad time. But no, the movie was awesome after that. So I treated my body poorly, but I still treated myself to a big ass popcorn, large Diet Coke. Oh my
I
gosh.
ripped an icy for the first time in a very long time when I saw the Odyssey.
Icy's so good.
That was a treat.
But yeah, Odyssey's phenomenal.
Fucking so good.
I texted
Favorite
you.
third of the movie? What's your favorite third?
The final third
Of
is
course.
well,
Yeah.
like I think that the whole movie works because it is a long, like the whole theme of the movie and like what's trying to be portrayed works best because of how long it is and how much there is.
It's just Odysseus's no good bad day, but it's
Yeah.
just every day is a no good bad day.
Movie's awesome.
Well
so-
acted. Everybody does a great job.
Yeah,
I feel like people are ragging on Tom Holland more than I think is necessary. I think he did fine.
I think he did a great job.
Yeah.
I think that he maybe wasn't as good as some of the other.
Yeah, Rob Pat killed it.
The Pat killed it. Anne Hathaway, I think, killed it. Some people are complaining about her performance. I think that that's ridiculous.
I want to talk about the Cersei scene real fast. No
yeah,
spoilers. But
yeah,
how'd
yeah.
you feel about that one?
Brilliant.
I hate
It's
it.
uncomfortable as humanly
Yeah,
possible,
I
but
hate body horror.
yeah, exactly.
So-
But literally, I'm like, my hand is on the seat, just like gripped so intensely.
Yeah.
I will say, I did have this was frustrating. A lovely couple sits next to me. I was their first person to the right of me, a little bit of a larger gentleman. He's already got his arm on my arm, like stand, so like I can't put my hand down here. And I have my soda on the left side, and I'm like, okay, this is gonna be my like safe haven. You know, I'm gonna be good to go here. All of a sudden, I get asked from the other person that's next to me. He's with his partner, and he goes and says, "Hey, can you put your drink on the other arm stand?" And I'm thinking to myself, like, sure, like, what does it matter? Didn't put two and two together. He then takes his beverage out of the left stand, puts it where my arm stand is, pulls the thing up so he can sit next to his partner. And I was like, awesome, good for you. But the issue was every single time, like, I needed to hold on to something. Like, I couldn't get into this person's space or this other person's space. And so I just, during that scene, like, was gripping into my thighs, just being like, oh, I don't like this. But also, it's brilliant. Like, some of the, like, it just, the themes of what they're trying to portray. Also, the way that Nolan is able to have reveals, it's so good. Like, every single reveal in this movie, I think, hits like a drug. Like, it's so freaking good.
I think that you'll know what I'm talking about. Well, I've said this to you now. I think the whole 3 hours or the 2 hours and 30 minutes that come before this moment, I think they're all worth it just for a 1 second snippet of this movie.
Yeah, and I know the stuff you're talking about.
I have not felt chills throughout my entire body in the way that I did when that scene happened, when that moment happened. Like, I'll never forget that. And my theater experience was great. Everybody was quiet as a mouse, respectful, like, which is not a guarantee for any major movie theater nowadays. So like, I was really thankful for that. Yeah, we both agree. The Odyssey up there with Nolan's best. We both have it at 4. I think that Oppenheimer's my firm number 1, but we're talking about the Odyssey in the same light as The Dark Knight, as Inception, as Interstellar, stuff like that.
This might sound dumb because obviously I'm an Inception homer almost at this point. Like, it's my favorite movie of all time. It made me fall really in love with movies.
I want to say Nick has been on this movie since he was like 8 years old.
Yeah,
he's been obsessed with this.
Yeah, like,
and the fact that an 8-year-old was able to grasp Inception, that's pretty impressive.
So I loved Inception since the first time I watched it. I watched it with you and Mom. Had a great time.
Me and Mom?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I watched it at home. So I was probably 10 at this point.
We watched it maybe 500 times on the DVD player in our car.
Oh, yeah.
Too.
Well, like, so Inception for me is a movie that is just so chewable. Like, I can just like continuously go back to this and like get more and more out of it. It's a never-ending gobstopper. And so I go and I feel so frustrated when people are doing their Nolan list right now and they have Inception somewhere outside the top 5.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
For me, it is disrespectful.
Well, maybe not outside the top 5. I think there's a lot of movies that are very arguably like right in there. The Prestige is right there for a lot of people.
Once again, The Prestige, great script.
I've seen people put it like 10.
What,
like,
The Prestige or
Inception?
Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah.
Like, the Inception needs to be. You need to make a damn good case about The Prestige or Memento to put those movies ahead of it. And like, I personally, as someone that loves The Prestige and thinks Memento's a good, Memento's a weird one. I have it at like 9. Like, I need to rewatch it. But to go and have The Prestige or Memento over Inception, I think is like, what are we doing?
What do you think about people putting Tenet over Inception?
I'm a Tenet defender. Tenet's like my 6.
Are you okay with that then?
No.
Okay.
Because once again, I think that Tenet is the James Bond take Nolan Dune Bond, right?
Still haven't seen it.
Oh, dude, it's brilliant.
Yeah.
One of the
a movie that I have to like actually sit down and pay attention to. I can't like watch it passively at work.
And then the other aspect is this is Inception's Nolan's take on a heist movie, and one is just done way better than the other. Like the core concept of like we're doing a heist movie, and the way that getting the team together has never been more fun in a movie ever, because as you're getting the team together, you're understanding more about the world. The way that they exposition dump throughout that movie is so impressive, because you're never just getting exposition, you are also getting the best rule in all of film, which is show not tell. The movie tells you a lot, but it will also always accompany it by showing some of the greatest visual effects ever to hit cinema.
Yeah, I don't personally understand that argument, and throwing that around as a negative for Inception specifically with the exposition dumps, because I think the exposition is fucking fascinating.
But it's so interesting.
It's like I could just hear you guys talk about this concept and this process all day long.
And so then you bring in the fact that people are talking about the Odyssey's cast. I think people are sleeping on how good the cast is in Inception. Just everyone's in it is A-list all time, like some of the greatest performers of all time.
Was Tom Hardy A-list all time at that point?
Not necessarily. Like he definitely grew. I think
Joseph
Bane
Gordon-Levitt also.
JGL I think was all time at that point. Like I think
that's just kind of gone.
Yeah,
I love that guy in a lot of movies. 500 Days of Summer. One of my favorite movies.
But like you have Leo leading the way. Like they're like, and everyone around these characters are just like so freaking good. Fucking Michael Caine's awesome in it. Cillian Murphy. Holy crap.
Yeah. He gets a small role, though.
No, he doesn't. He has like 30 minutes of screen time in that movie, maybe 40. Ever since they begin the Inception process.
Multiple scenes, but they're kind of short.
Yeah. Shout out to Hat Guy from the Escape Pod. I saw a clip of his yesterday where he was discussing his favorite scene in all of movies is the conversation between Cillian Murphy and his dad's character in that movie.
Oh, nice.
And I'm like, like he said that, and I was like, I fucking get it, dude.
Yeah,
like that is.
We're doing our best Escape Pod.
No, we're just yapping about movies right now. But like, well, for me, there's no director that's as important to me as Chris Nolan, just in general. But also, there's let's go back 5 years. Like, I used to watch all the Oscar nominations. I used to love movies in a way that like, if I freaking have water instead of coffee one of these days, I'm talking movies instead of doing this. But like, I'm very thankful to be doing this. I much prefer doing this compared to talking about movies.
I'm so jealous of movie content creators. You get to go in and watch something for 2 hours and make content out of that for a week straight, basically. And for us, it's like, okay, time to sink in 25, sometimes 50, sometimes 100 hours into this game. And then we got to move on to the next thing.
Yeah. There's only two mediums that take as long as games. It's games and it's books.
Yeah,
I think that those are the two that you point to and are like, yep, these are like long endeavors to review. But also like shout out to the people that review music and movies, because I love those reviews just as much as I like a game review or anything else to do with it. But I'm doing well. It's been a very good weekend. We celebrated Brady's 28th birthday yesterday with a like field day-esque thing. I got on Brady's team. It was all about the games. I got on Brady's team, and I looked at Brady, and I'm dead serious. You can ask him. I said, I will do whatever it takes to win this. Like, I am going to win this. There's not a world.
You're very competitive.
I'm very competitive. But also, if I wasn't on Brady's team, I would care a lot less, because I'm like, it's your birthday. Like, we got to make you feel important.
Was it just you and him, or was it you and
it was me, him, and three other people, and then one of the people had to leave, so it was 4v5v5 for a bit, three teams. The last competition was a pudding eating competition, Connor. And I just
pudding eating.
Oh yeah. So just they dump. You got like 6.5 ounces. Dump it on a plate. No hands. Got to clear that plate off.
Say that word again.
Pudding.
Why you put? It sounds like you're putting T's in there instead of D's. Pudding. And you're also not like adding on the G at the end of
pudding.
It. Yeah, pudding.
Okay, cool. So we're eating this pudding, and we're going. And
you lost the G again.
So we're going. And I look at Brady, and I'm like, right now it's basically tied up. Like whoever wins this, and I look at him and I go, I'm asking his girlfriend, I'm like, what are the exact rules with this? Like, and she's like, gotta have a clear plate. We're gonna have 2 people, because it was 4v4v4 for this competition. 2 people on the teams of 5 were the judges, and they're like, you gotta have a clear plate. They need to make the call for you. And I go, great, Connor, I have a secret weapon in an eating competition when it's coming to pudding or anything liquid or not solid. The beard. I go put my face straight down and on this thing, take as much out, and then I get a couple slurps in. Connor, I was done faster than everyone by a country mile.
I hated every second of the story. Slurps in.
Oh, it's
Ugh.
pudding, dude.
Getting it all up in your beard, Nick.
Yeah.
This is an image I do not need in my head.
Oh, well, there's photos of it too.
I don't want to see them. No,
But
thank you.
It was a excellent time. Great way to celebrate the birthday boy. I rolled out last night and then immediately just came back and went to bed. I've been exhausted all day.
Slurping pud with the boys.
There's gals too. It wasn't just with the fellas. But yeah, no, it was a great time. Great way to celebrate birthday. Nobody got too hurt other than our friend Morgan, who lost a fingernail. Oh, it was not great. Then we were doing a slip and slide into flip cup situation.
Cool.
That was the only drinking game that was necessary. There were certain games where you had to have a drink in your hand, but for me, I was like, I'm driving. I'm gonna have water for
Good
a good
weather for
majority of
all
the
this,
day.
too.
Yeah,
Yes,
we
sir.
got rained on like for half a second.
Rain
Yeah,
yesterday?
just like a sprinkle. Played some spike ball. I lost 4 in a row over MV. Then we won 7 straight. I know we're 16 minutes in this podcast. I don't give a shit.
I still haven't talked about my weekend.
I
I'm
know.
gonna
I'm
race
gonna tee you
through
up.
it.
7-0 the next day. Like we went undefeated. Then I got me and my buddy Andrew start playing. We're playing against everyone else yesterday. We didn't lose a game.
Nice.
Connor, I'm
You should go
back.
pro.
Yeah, I should. But
Pro
no,
64. It's over.
Yeah.
Nick is going to become a spike ball
Spike
pro.
ball
He
pro.
will be videoing his journey to the top of the league.
Connor, I'm wearing the shirt today. He's like, "Were you at the beach?" I'm like, well, "Give me some spike ball. I'll be at the beach right now, dude. It'll be a great time." But no, life's been good. I'm excited for a normal week of content. I'm excited to have a weekend after a normal week of content, and then full steam ahead to Extra Life, baby.
Yep.
How are you doing?
I'm doing well. Weekend kind of uneventful for the most part. Last you guys might have heard from me was Friday night when I finished The Last of Us Part 2. It took me like 3 tries on the section that I was stuck on before ending stream on Thursday. And I'll do a take on this on my personal channel, I think, and talk about this more in depth. But like I've said this over and over again throughout this playthrough, like this game is fucking immaculate. Like I cannot believe how good it is. And it's just the gameplay. It's fucking like I want to play again. Like I just want to start a new game plus.
Are we gonna do some? Why not hop into the roguelite?
Yeah, I could.
Yeah,
It's just not. It's not the same. You know, like I like the very tailored puzzle box that is laid out in front of you, with the pathing of the enemies and figuring out how you can either duck behind them and sneak past them, or how you can take them out in with your silencer, or if you are going to make noise, how are you going to get back into cover and manipulate the situation. Okay, I'm going to make noise here, so then they're going to be following me through this door, place a bomb by the door, they come in, that explodes, then you duck back out because that noise is going to draw people to that position, and you can kind of get behind them and reset the board. Like I love that shit, and I don't feel like my experience with No Return gave me that specifically.
yeah.
So yeah, already thinking about doing another playthrough. It's not going to happen anytime soon, but I'm thinking about it. The fact that I'm thinking about it right after finishing it, though, is just a testament to how fun this was. My favorite game that I played this year, 1.01, not going to move. I do not think.
Yeah, I mean, it's your best game of all time. So
Yeah,
that
but
checks.
now I'm coming around on the idea of putting it like higher in my favorites.
Oh, really?
Is it better than RE4? That's my question. That's what we're talking right now.
Is it like?
Do
more
I
of a
like it more than
yeah,
RE4?
Yeah, I would assume the answer is yes.
Yeah,
With the way you
that's
talk
what
about it. Yeah.
then we're talking. We're doing, what is my favorite game? Kingdom Hearts, then Mass Effect 2, then Donkey Kong Country 2, then The Last of Us Part 2, then RE4.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. That's a quite the favorites list you got
Yeah,
there.
and it's got multiple decades there too.
Yeah.
I think it's got all the decades, except do you count 2020 as the 2020s?
Yeah.
Okay. So then
Yeah.
2010 would be Mass Effect 2. So no, I got everything.
Yeah.
Do I?
Yep.
90s, 2000s with
2000s,
RE4, 2010s with Mass Effect 2. And then
Last of Us Part 2.
Last of Us Part 2.
2020s.
Yeah.
Connor, what are my top 4 favorite games?
Fuck if I know. Hi-Fi Rush.
That's 3.
Then we got Rebirth,
That's 1.
The Last of Us,
That's 2.
God of War.
Number 4 is Remake.
Okay. I was gonna say Undertale next.
And then 5 is Elden Ring. Undertale I don't even know where Undertale
Okay.
is. Undertale might be at like 12 or something.
But yeah, yesterday Laura and I hit the town a little bit during the day. We went to like a plant exchange thing. Laura big into
Plants.
plants and I guess gardening is what the hobby would be called. Well, it's not a garden, but she's
Is it?
just working with
This is about to sound so bad. Isn't it like herbology or
botany,
something? Botany.
I guess.
I said
Well, is botany like I think botany. I think of that one scene on in The Martian with Matt Damon, where he grows potatoes.
herbology is the study of plants and their uses.
Cool.
So okay.
So she's super into that. So we did that. We went to like a little flea market. We got some pho. How do you feel about pho?
Not my favorite thing, but like I'll eat it.
I fucking love it. I have it like once every 6 months. It was like 90 degrees yesterday, and I just knew there was one nearby. And I was like, got to take this opportunity, and it was delightful.
You want to know what I'm going to probably do tonight? I do this every single time I have this exact issue, which is nasal drip into like when my throat feeling a little scratchy. I'm gonna get some spicy ramen.
Nice.
It helps clear out my sinuses really well. That spice. And then
I'm trying
the
to think
soup
of
makes
where you would go to get that in this area, but you probably shouldn't say.
Yeah, I'm not going to.
Somebody commented on my video saying that they saw you in a very specific area.
Yep, someone DM'd saying that
I deleted it.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
like if you're don't do that. Like,
dude, if you see us, say what's up.
yes.
Don't make it weird by then after the fact being like, do you live in this area? Like I'm like, I'm not gonna want to talk to you about where I live.
Or like
anything.
don't put it out there publicly.
Yeah,
like
we'll
in
definitely
the
don't do that.
comment section where
yeah, that's inappropriate.
Yeah.
That is not cool.
But then got home yesterday. I've been playing a ton of Ratchet and Clank Going Commando, like at home. Usually, if I'm playing the Vita, I'm doing it at work during my breaks, and I just kind of want to get this game done. I am gonna go for the platinum. I think it's gonna be more tedious than I thought it was going to be. The reason that was illuminated to me was I was in this like desert area, and to progress the story, you needed 10 of these crystals. If you wanted this item, you needed 20 more of them. So I didn't know that specifically, but I ran out of ammo running around this desert, taking out a bunch of enemies, collecting these crystals. And I go back to the guy, I turn in the 10, turn in the 20, and it's like there's 70 more.
Oh,
I'm like, holy shit, no way. And they're not marked on the map or anything. It's this big, barren, open area. You're on the Vita. There's no draw distance. So like you have to kind of be on top of it to be able to see the crystal off in the distance. So I think I spent like 2 hours straight just finding these crystals. And I think there's multiple challenges that are kind of similar to that for this game. Having a lot of fun with the gameplay in this game. I think the story in this game is fucking god awful. Like I could not tell you one interesting thing about the villains. I'm watching cutscenes, and then the next thing I'm doing, I'm like, I don't even know how this connects to what I just watched. I'm just confused by it, and I did not feel like this was the case for Up Your Arsenal, the game that came out after this. And I did play Going Commando as a kid, and I thought I got to the end of it. I don't remember fucking any of this. Maybe because it is so unmemorable because it's bad. And then I'm playing Valorant. Still doing really well in that, though I got my teeth kicked in at the end of the night last night, and it was like, people are talking about Mario Galaxy 2 in the Discord right now. I kind of want to cross off some games that I am on the doorstep of finishing. In Never Beach, God of War 2 on the Vita, I'm close. Mario Galaxy, I need 20 more stars. And Nick stole my copy of Super Mario Galaxy. Go through this whole process.
I will bet a pizza. It is not at this apartment.
I just don't understand where else it would be.
I understand. I've cleaned this apartment a couple times, like done
I've
the deep
seen
cleans.
it. Like I can see it in my mind's eye.
Where I remember it, it used to be behind the TV forever.
I do remember that.
And then I remember when I gave the Wii back, grabbing that, because also Connor does this thing. It's fine. My apartment is an apartment that is used as a studio. That is part of the deal. That is part of what I signed up for. It's cool. But Connor will leave shit here all the time. And sometimes it's annoying, it's frustrating. And after I see something for weeks and weeks, I want it out of my apartment.
That's fair.
And which is totally fair, but I'm also fine with the fact that there's going to be shit left here all the time. That's totally cool. And the only, except for that fucking PS2 that was on the door handle. That was insane. Anyways, I remember it being there and being like, I need to get this out of here, and I'm pretty sure I put it in a bag with your stuff. So I would bet a pizza. If you think it's here, take the bet, but it's not here. I probably believe that. I
don't feel confident enough at this point to make that bet. But I just to finish out the story, last night, get off of Valorant, have to go set up the Wii. I'm going through this box of cords and everything.
Yeah.
I have so many loose wires and controllers, 2 bins, and Laura's been getting on my ass a bit about organizing the wires bin. There was cords like falling out of
Oh
it and
yeah,
everything.
I know the bid well.
But even if I like were to tighten up all the cord wrappings or whatever, like it's still gonna look kind of
Crazy.
unwieldy.
It's
But
a cord bin.
I took everything out last night. Kind of shocking how the stuff that was at the bottom that I definitely wrapped very tightly, all have just kind of come undone over time. It's like I don't even understand how that's possible, but I guess it's been like years and years for the stuff at the bottom of the bin that I haven't taken out recently. But that probably contributed to the volume of the space that the cords were taking up in the bin, and thus stuff spilling out. But I go through the whole process of wrapping all the cords and reorganizing it, setting aside the Wii cords, setting up the Wii, turn it on. It took me like 45 minutes to do all of this, and I turn on the Wii, see that New Super Mario Bros. Wii is in it, thinking that Galaxy was going to be in it because
Yeah,
I thought that was the last game that I played on it, but I forgot that at the start of the year, me, Nick, and Brady played New Super Mario Bros. Wii, and I brought the Wii over here. I brought the game over here, and I go to the Mario Galaxy case, and there's nothing in it. So I'm like, it must be in the New Super Mario Bros. Wii case, and that must be at Nick's because I don't know where it is.
So the other aspect of this is you had the Wii over here for New Super Mario Bros. And sure, we flipped the disc or whatever, and then you got the Wii back home. Like, even if the case was here, which it's not, I firmly believe that's not, but
We'll
it
do
could be.
a thorough search after this.
How could you not bring the game back with it? Like that. That's the other part where I'm like, it doesn't compute.
I don't know.
So I don't know. We'll do a thorough search, but like when
I'm just saying that if you're upset that I have not finished Super Mario
Blame
Galaxy,
me.
it's because of Nick. And
That-
Nick
which-
doesn't want me to finish one of the greatest games of all time.
one, I wanted to finish one of the greatest games of all time. Two, I'm literally like thinking like the only places my games are one of two spots: those shelves or beneath the shelf that's in the other room. That's the only places video games are. Like there hasn't, and then sometimes the stack of games that I just leave on the table when we're just doing content 24/7, and I'm like, I've not seen that game in what? It's almost August,
Mhm.
8 months. So
I don't
we'll see.
I don't know
We'll
what to tell
see.
you. Did you play The Witcher 3 this weekend?
No, so I want to talk about that.
Nick, we have to start the podcast.
I understand, but I'll have it's gonna be a longer pod. It's fine.
You
My
should text Brady.
yeah, I'll text Brady. Witcher 3 yesterday was the plan was to start it. I then got like I thought that this Brady like field day thing will probably last 3 or 4 hours. It lasted closer to 7 or 8. And so actually even closer to 9. And so I was like, oh shoot, all my Witcher time is done, and now I'm just beat. Like I am so tired. Like a lot of physical activity. These feet were not made for kickball. They're made to be propped up while I'm playing a video game.
Yeah.
And so going and having a lot of fun. I was just tired. And then now today the shitty part is I'm like, well, do I like I feel bad. Like I don't like I personally what I'm probably gonna do after this is get like we're gonna shoot. I'm going to finish editing the like 2 videos that like we need to get for today, good to go, and then the rest of the week shit done. And then I'm probably gonna take it out, get ramen, watch a Chris Nolan movie. Like I think I'm gonna watch either Inception or Memento tonight. Then go to bed just so I can be 100% going into the week because I refuse to be sick. Like I cannot be sick.
Yeah.
And so like that means that like I need to just treat myself well. And also what I don't want to do is like start The Witcher, play an hour, feel like shit,
Right.
want to take a nap. So
Momentum.
my plan is to start tomorrow morning at this point.
Did
All
play
right.
a game marathon this weekend.
You did play some marathon?
Yep.
How was it?
It was great.
Oh, I'm proud of
I
you.
ended up having to get off to go do something after one match, but I am interested in going back to it at this point.
Ooh.
I got to coordinate with the community,
With the squad?
Yeah, because I played with randoms. It's just
Nice.
not nearly as fun. All right, let's get into the show proper. 30 minutes in. Housekeeping. The show is made possible by all our lovely supporters over on Patreon. You can get this show 3 days early. You can get the Casual Gaming News Conversation 3 days early, and you can get bonus episodes of the Casual Gaming Conversation each and every week. We just did the Halo Campaign Evolved review, which went out for everybody. Matt and Nick did a Chrono Trigger tier list video, music tier list. Nick did a call-in episode, a live call-in with the community where they could ask him questions.
We did Jacob's gaming history.
Jacob's gaming history. What do we have coming up? What's the next?
We retrospective grading viewers' top 5 games in Jeopardy Laura preps, which that is just nothing wrong. We haven't asked Laura to do it. We just been punted that idea for 3 months at this point.
I have been asking Laura to do
okay.
it,
I wasn't trying to throw Laura
the
on the
issue
bus.
is that what happens is like, well, I'll ask her to do Jeopardy, and then like in the same week or before she is able to do that, I'll be like, can you do Speak Wens? And then we do the Speak Wens, and then the Jeopardy goes by the wayside and she forgets about it, and then I come back around on it, and then we just kind of repeated the process over the last few months.
She also, I don't know if I have her hosting trivia or if I have Brady hosting trivia, but she also is going to need to do that, or Brady's going to need to do that.
Is it me, you, and Matt doing the trivia? Cool.
And it's gaming trivia this time around.
Matt's going to fucking smoke us.
Dude, he's so smart. It's so frustrating.
Though I have realized over the 2 podcasts that I've shot with him, he does have some blank spots
like
on topics.
Xbox.
Yeah. He didn't know much about. He doesn't know anything about Halo. But like even Kingdom Hearts, which like he told me stuff about it that I didn't know. Dude, some of his insights were fucking crazy. Like that's the Dearly Beloved for Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2 is to the beat of a heart.
That's
and
crazy.
then for 358, it's not anymore because Roxas doesn't have a heart.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's really cool.
That's so cool.
And I don't even know if that's fully accurate or if that's something that he came up with and nobody else has realized, or this is a well-known fact, but I didn't know it. But there was some stuff that I was like, I
knew that he
knew
did.
that he didn't know. Yeah.
Well, but he's gonna smoke us. I like. Here's the worst part is when we all know the answers, he will know it faster than us. I think that his brain fires at a faster clip than yours or ours.
I'm not that person.
He is. He's a top 2 smartest people I know on the planet. Maybe the number 1
You're
smartest
smarter
person.
Than Scott.
Yeah, I mean that's the question. Like I literally do not know. They're smart about different things.
Twins, so.
They're twins that both like Scott's becoming a doctor. Matt is already well accomplished in his short career in scientific fields. So like but just generally like when I'm like, man, I need to solve a problem, or like I need someone that knows shit, I'm calling one of those 2, like without fail. And so yeah, we're gonna get smoked, but it's gonna be a fun time.
At the next tier up, you get to write into the shows CGC and CGNC and be a part of them. You guys wrote in. I think we got like 25 write-ins for this episode that we're shooting out. So thank you so much for that. You also get Recollecting Retro, our retro collecting show where I take you to stores, pick out a few things, go over what I got. And there's also episodes where I just take you through my library for a specific console, my collection for a specific console. So if you're into retro and with the death of physical games, I feel like there's more and more value to that show and swimming in nostalgia with the physical game collecting. Then we have the Co-op 64 podcast at the $10 tier that will be shooting and posting this week, posting on Saturday. And then at the highest tier, you get your name read at the end of each and every podcast, and you get the opportunity to be the 4th topic on the Co-op 64 podcast. Over on the Twitch side of things, normal week, Nick and Brady on the couch, right?
I think so.
On the couch.
We've just had so many problems with it.
007 First Light, Brady's first playthrough. I'm not joining them for that because I am co-piloting Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep with Nick on Tuesdays and Thursdays. I do think we got to log back in, Nick. I felt like you were falling off at the end of last stream on Birth by Sleep. You let me play all of Cinderella.
No. Connor, here's the thing. We were talking, we were hanging out, having a good time.
You were doing
I did the boss fight.
What were you doing? You were doing your Nolan ranking?
We did some Nolan rankings. You did Spider-Man rankings. I didn't do Spider-Man rankings, but I literally think that I was just talking a lot. Which shocker, you know.
So that's been a ton of fun. Thank you so much for the support on that. The viewership has been really great. And then on Wednesdays, I will be playing Dark Souls 3 probably until the end of the year. I don't know exactly when that's going to end, but I could see it being end of October, end of November, and then we'll figure out what we do from there. Short games probably for the rest of the year, I think.
Yeah, that checks.
I chose Dark Souls 3 instead of 2 because we're heading into busy season. I don't want to play something that's difficult and also kind of fucking annoying from what
Yeah.
I understand about Dark Souls 2. I just want to play something that's difficult
And good.
and that's it. And difficult and good, yeah.
And then Disco Elysium in the morning. Well, you'll see the schedule.
Yeah.
It'll come out. The plan was to do start up on Tuesday, but I'm like, I really don't want to. If I still have this throat issue, be playing. Like, I need sleep. But so we'll just see. But it's gonna happen.
And then the biggest stream for the rest of the year when it comes to length, I guess.
Yeah, for sure.
Extra Life, August 8th, raising money for Cincinnati Children's Hospital. Me, Nick, Brady, Matt, there for the duration of the stream. Well, in rotation.
Yeah.
And then appearances from Laura and Mitchell.
It's either Mitchell or Brock. Depends if Mitchell's around. If not, Brock.
You guys will be introduced to Brock. I've barely talked to Brock, and he's a central figure in your life. So
Brock's one of my really, really good friends. I was on vacation with him recently. The best part is toss him into the 2 Shoes Challenge where y'all will all be going in blind. They'll be just blind lead the blind when it comes to this challenge. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Discord, we have a great community of over 3,000 members talking about games, movies, music. There's a bunch of Marvel talk yesterday.
Yeah.
Do you want to do that briefly?
Just talk about the Marvel slate.
Yeah, I don't feel anything.
I feel like it really just depends on what Doomsday is.
Yeah.
If Doomsday gets me stoked, I'm going to be more excited about Marvel. If it doesn't, it doesn't.
I have no...
Did
you see the trailer that people posted for Doomsday? Like just kind of like filming it on their phones?
No.
I think it looks bad.
Oh, goodness.
Like visually, it just looks really bad. And I just don't feel anything for this universe anymore.
Well, I think that they are in an interesting spot, and they're completely backs against the wall. If this movie sucks, then it's kind of wraps. Like I think if this movie sucks, like it will be really hard to get me back in the theater for anything. Like Ryan Gosling Ghost Rider movie, hell yeah. But like, do I care?
Though?
What?
Sean Levy though?
Yeah,
Ugh.
Yeah.
We'll see with she just makes a vibe of movie that I personally don't vibe with.
And then Black Panther 3, cool. I didn't really love Black Panther 2 mainly because I think that they leaned in a lot on like a bunch of different it felt like they were trying to introduce Namor and like trying to do this thing with Ironheart was in that movie, right? It's doing a lot, and I didn't feel like it was as like focused as Black Panther 1. But like still thought it was a great flick, and I'm curious to see if they can pull it back together for round 3.
The guy they brought in to be the Black Panther.
The son of
But for Black Panther, like, can there be more than one Black Panther? Kind of like Spider-Man.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think that it's all.
They referred to him as Black Panther.
Yeah. So it's gonna be interesting.
He's in The Long Walk. Did a really great job.
I didn't.
That's what I know him from.
That makes sense. I saw the photo briefly and I was like, oh, how do I know this guy? But yeah, no. I'm excited. I'm curious. It's gonna be fun. I still think that the cool part about being a nerd is even though I don't care as much, I still like that I get to like talk about it. You know?
Yeah.
Like, once again, Ryan Gosling being the Ghost Rider. Like, hell yeah. Like,
I think we just need to demolish the volume.
Well, they've done that. They've completely done that. 2 movies a year at most recently.
No, sorry. I understand why you're confused. The volume, the like sound stage, video stage thing that they film shit on.
Really?
I think that shit sucks. Yeah. It always looks bad. I mean, like there's a scene in the Doomsday trailer with Thor and Doom where it literally looks like a like PS3 cutscene.
Yeah.
Like I'm like, what are we doing? And you can just tell that they're not in an actual place.
Set, yeah.
And when you watch the Odyssey, you're like,
dude,
holy shit! Like this look like compare these 2 images.
Yeah.
Like this looks like dog shit.
And
like, and we
cinema.
need to fix this. Yeah. Like this was not a thing for earlier Marvel movies, and they weren't doing what the Odyssey's doing by any means. But like it had like like a sense of place in it. You know what I mean? All right. Discord, join with the community. Merch, we have t-shirts, hoodies, and mugs. Beanies coming soon. I want to talk to you about doing a different design at some point. I would like to get another shirt design out there.
Let me know when I need to get my it's. Do I have talent in like creative? Like, I think a little bit, but like I don't know. Like,
I'm 40 minutes in, and we have not gotten to the topic.
I still wanted to say that Extra Life, you August 8th. it's going to be the best stream that we ever do.
Yeah.
Like I'm literally looking at like what we have on schedule. I'm like the first 14 hours of the stream is fucking awesome.
Cub64store.com for merch, and then leave us nice reviews on Apple Podcast services, Spotify, and hype up the YouTube video. You can do it 3 times throughout your watching of it, and that very much helps us get the show out to more people. So if you want to support the channel and don't want to toss any bucks our way, want a free way to do it, that is the best way to do it. All right, let's get into the Mount Rushmore here of random things.
Yep.
Today we have characters, guns, soundtracks, items, swords, art styles, and consoles. I tried to separate these like by like I didn't want to put swords and guns next to each other.
Sure.
And I wanted some like peaks and valleys a little bit. I think there's some categories here that are less interesting than others, but
okay.
Let me get the audience in here.
Yep, you start pulling right ins while we talk about characters. I think that there are 3 easy characters, then we can debate the 4th.
Okay.
Mario is the 101.
Yeah.
Mario is the most important video game character.
We're just gonna. What is it? What are we basing this off of? Icon status?
Mount Rushmore.
But like, what is so special about the character of Mario?
He's the face of video games.
Okay, is that enough?
It's a video game Mount Rushmore.
I understand. I just struggle with the distinction between like iconic and actually good. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like
he's also good.
There are very many more interesting characters than Mario.
Yeah,
out there.
but this isn't what's the best video game character. It's the Mount Rushmore of video game characters, and you're not going to tell me you're going to debate that Mario's not on the Mount Rushmore of video game characters.
Just fucking boring.
Sure.
Know? Yeah.
And speaking of boring, let's toss Link up there.
Really?
Yeah. Well, that's what the podcast is.
Bro doesn't even talk.
That's what the podcast is. And then the third one's Kratos, and then we can go from there. But it's Mario, Link, and Kratos, in my opinion. 20 plus years of games. Kratos is the PlayStation mascot.
Yeah.
Like
he's a through line from PS2 to where we are
5.
Now.
Yeah.
It's gonna remain a through line too.
Yeah.
Probably in the foreseeable future.
The next game after Laufey's God of War.
And I think he'll be heavily involved.
Yeah. We'll talk about that on CGNC. But yeah, but is Kratos not going on this list like immediately?
I'm trying to think of other potential options just to cover all bases. I think that you're probably right, but
yeah.
No other PlayStation character. No other Nintendo character. Chief.
So I want let's start here. Is Kratos more important than Chief? I think so.
More important.
I would say like Mount Rushmore wise, like
Kratos has never had a game. God of War has never had a game that even comes close to the fire and the passion that people had when Halo 2 and 3 launched.
Yeah, but
those were like cultural moments that we did not get that with God of War 2018.
I agree.
It's the best.
Winning game of the year does help make
that
its
franchise.
case.
Yeah.
I would say though, I think that if I'm thinking of a literal video game Mount Rushmore and like what faces are etched into that Mount Rushmore, I see Mario, I see Link, I see Kratos. And I'm fine with Master Chief. Like you know how he's sometimes like right beneath these and like pencil in random people.
Yeah.
This is about to sound dumb. Stick with me. Pac-Man.
Yeah. Then you have like Sonic too.
It's all exactly. But I think that I can make the case Chief over Sonic.
Yeah. There's more there.
Yeah. Because
there's more meat on the bone.
Yep. But for me, it's Kratos, and then it's between like legitimately Pac-Man and Chief.
I don't think Chief and Pac-Man are close.
Do you think Chief's way ahead?
Way ahead.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, like
everyone knows who Pac-Man is, though. Like everyone knows who Pac-Man is.
I don't.
Without fail.
I think you have to wait. What gamers like would say is more important. Like I think that like just because Pac-Man is ubiquitous and is very important, like I think more gamers, like people who are actually in the community, would say that they way prefer Master Chief to Pac-Man.
The last one, though. The last one that just clicked in, and it's funny. It's 3 Nintendo characters. It's Pikachu.
Yeah.
Pikachu versus Chief is versus Kratos. I can make a case that Pikachu's well ahead of Kratos.
I think we need... I think we've argued about this, I feel like, on past Rushmore episodes, that like I think that having representation from multiple avenues for multiple platforms is important. Like I don't want to do 3 Nintendo things here when we already have the 2 big dogs on here. You can argue that Pikachu is more famous, but I think that
I think,
but Pokemon has the benefit of being in many, many different pockets with the
sure,
cards, with the
yeah,
anime, with the merchandise being big, like multiple different kinds of games as well, with like Pokemon Go and then Bacopia. Then you have the
yeah.
mainline RPG games, the
Yeah, that's why
Conquest.
it's ubiquitous in a way with video games. I think that I can make a case Pikachu's over Link.
Yeah, I understand that.
Yeah,
I think that the right call here for me personally, if I'm going to argue this, I would prefer Kratos and Chief on here. But many people agree with you that for Stun 1369, characters Mario, Sonic, Link, Pikachu.
sure. I'm fine with that list.
Then for Scooby Doo running sound, they have Mario, Link, Master Chief, Pikachu.
Yeah. The fact that we were too deep and both of them have Pikachu on it, like
Find another characters one.
I think for me Kratos is the easy number 3. I think Kratos is ahead of Link also at this point.
I do not think that is the case.
And for video game Mount Rushmore, PlayStation. When you think about PlayStation, just in general, you think about Kratos. When you think about Nintendo, you think about Mario first. The fact that you have a second place.
Is relatively split, and it really depends on. I think it's because of the audience that Mario can draw, because it's for all ages.
Exactly.
Whereas I think Legend of Zelda, I think you have to be probably 10, 12 to really grasp a lot of these
Sure.
things, though you can be younger and
Yeah,
get
people
through
do
it,
exactly. Well,
but
my thing with like Zelda has always been like a powerhouse franchise. Don't get me wrong, but like when it comes to sales figures, obviously it didn't really like blow up until Breath of the Wild. And once again, I knew that it sold before. Like, don't get me wrong, but like I look at the God of War games and I'm like, it sells extremely well every single time. It is PlayStation. It is like so clearly one-on-one PlayStation, especially at this point.
yeah, I agree.
So like for me, like Kratos has to be there.
Yep,
And I'm fine with Chief being the other one. But like,
I'd appreciate if you give me this one.
okay, sure, I'll give you this one. Just
I love Pikachu.
Yeah.
I love Pokemon as an IP. Pocopia for this year, getting to go back into that universe and actually play a game that I think is of quality and is just very warm and welcoming because of these little freakos running around and collecting them. But I think we need some diversity on this mountainside.
I don't give a crap. Like the Mount Rushmore is the Mount Rushmore. Like when we get to guns, by the way, you're gonna say diversity. I'm gonna go and be like, I don't even know if we're doing that. Video game guns is up next after characters was Mario, Link, Chief, and Kratos. What's the first gun you think of?
I was kind of stewing on this very briefly before this podcast, and I don't even know where to go first. Like the first gun that pops in my head is like the Thunder Gun,
Sure,
but or like the BFG.
So actually, let's start to put those
The portal gun.
low. Yeah, put those low down here for a second. My first mindset goes to Halo, and how many Halo guns are you willing? Because the Needler is the first one that comes to mind. You're going Thunder Gun over Ray Gun for a Mount Rushmore?
I prefer the Thunder Gun.
Sure,
we
but
can
it's
do
the Mount
for-
Rushmore.
Okay, fine. The Ray Gun's not getting on there. The gun sucks.
It doesn't matter how good it's.
We have to factor in all the pieces here, Nick.
But it's a Mount Rushmore.
That doesn't mean that we can't have more criteria than just icon status. We did that for previous episodes for specific games too. We factored in quality. Like, okay, PS2. What are the most popular iconic games on there? You can bet your ass it's not Shadow of the Colossus.
I understand.
But that's going on the fucking Mount Rushmore.
I understand, but you also need to put GTA on there, and you need to put Metal Gear on there, and then you can put the one artsy-fartsy one on there. But like,
okay, then I'm just saying we can factor this into the discussion. If we're going to do it there, then we have to do it for all of these.
Yeah, it can factor in, but it can't be the driving thing. We're not doing a best list. We're doing a Mount Rushmore list. The portal gun. I'm fine with putting it just on the list.
Well, then, do we think Gravity gun is over Portal Gun? I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I think more people play Portal than Half-Life.
I think that's the case.
I'm totally talking out my ass.
Yeah, I think
there.
that's the case. So I'll look it up.
I can confirm that. But
how many copies has the Portal series sold?
Playing Ratchet right now. Rhino would be the gun from that, like the end game gun that you have to unlock with like gathering a shit ton of bolts.
30 million Portal copies are sold between the two games. Half-Life has old data. It doesn't really help, but it seems like it's less.
Okay.
Um, I think the Needler needs to be on the list. I think
The
that
problem with Halo guns is that I think Needler is iconic for sure, but like
yeah,
the BR is up there,
sure.
the Magnum
Yep.
pistol is up there. There's just too many.
But I
think
think
the
when you think of
AR, like
Halo,
there's
the
too.
first one you think of is the Needler. That design is so
The
unique.
first one I think of is the
A
BR.
BR, yeah.
Well,
But
the first
it,
weapon I think of is the
BR's
energy sword.
yeah, but the BR is not even in Halo 1. So that
Now
kind
it
of
is.
disqualifies it, in my opinion.
Why?
Because it's Halo. You know, when you think about Halo 1 in that campaign, you're never picking up a BR.
Yeah, but we're just talking about
Yeah,
guns
yeah.
in general. So you
Sure.
factor in the whole series. Just because it's not in one game doesn't mean that like it should be disqualified.
I understand, but when it like Halo is the energy sword and the needler, in my opinion. That's it. That's one last opinion. The other gun that I would take, like I can understand if you're gonna say the pistol, it's because of Halo 1.
Yeah.
Like that's the only reason the pistol would be on
Right.
the list is Halo 1.
But it's so legendary because
It's so
of
legendary in Halo,
Halo
1.
1.
Yeah, those headshots.
I realized that we got so many write-ins because multiple people for each of these categories did separate write-ins. For each of
That
them,
makes sense.
which is it kind of helps me organize it, but also it makes me scroll further.
Yes.
From Tim Cronin for guns, portal gun, which we got on there, Lancer.
Yeah, I'm fine with it. I think that it could hang out here. There's a gun that I do want to discuss, and I could make a really good case, but I want to save it for
Golden gun.
that should be it down there. I'll say it at this point. The gold scar. The gold scar from Fortnite needs to be on this list, at least in this area. Most popular notable gun from the most popular shooter of all time.
Well, we can do. We're gonna put the fucking double pump shotgun on there too. Like
No, but the gold scar needs to be on there.
we're putting the gold scar in the same conversation as the needler.
Yes, 100%.
You're high.
No, we're not. Just because you're not a Fortnite guy doesn't mean that. Like,
I understand, but there's so many weapons in Fortnite, and just because that is the best,
yeah.
but like a lot of people would argue that the sniper is the best, and there's been so many different guns throughout Fortnite that could take the crown, or it can be based off of preference. There's no iconic design elements to the gold scar that like your whole argument, a big part of your argument for the needler is that it looks fucking cool.
Yeah, sure.
It also is fun to use and sounds great, but like that is a central piece to making the needler iconic. Same with like the energy sword when we talk about that. It's all about the look and the design. There's nothing unique about the scar's design.
Sure, but the thing that makes the gold scar unique in Fortnite is when you get the main concept of Fortnite is looting, and when there's no better feeling in Fortnite than getting a gold scar. It is so iconic that is the case. Like no one, like there's great guns. Like getting a gold drum gun in Fortnite's rad, but you got to go and give it respect where it is. That moment of getting a gold scar for the first 5 seasons of that game is the best feeling in that game.
I understand.
So it needs to be down here.
Like, on that regard. Like it
needs to be down here at least.
Stun agrees with you, you son of a bitch. Stun 1369, portal gun, gold scar, ray gun, needler.
Stun, you might have the list. You might just have the list. Needler and gold scar are the same list. Yeah, it needs to be there.
Okay.
I do think I think if we're doing icon status, if we're doing like what defines the BFG, yeah, I agree. The BFG should be there.
The big friendly giant.
The BFG.
Did you read that book?
What? No.
The Big Friendly Giant?
No,
I think
no.
I did, but I don't remember anything about it. Then I'm okay. I'm comfortable with going with the needler just based off of what the other options we have left are.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay.
Like, it's not even sound bad. I think I just, no matter what, win.
I think that we're talking Lancer, ray gun. I would think I would take both of those over the golden gun.
I would take both because there are multiple games. It does help a bit. And obviously, like golden gun, like
probably.
Yeah. But like, it's notable for the one. I think it's between the ray gun and the Lancer. And obviously, but I'm not going to win the gold scar argument. I understand that, so I'm fine with moving on. But I was like, I need to make my case because I think that if I were to make a guns, I would put the Lancer there. Actually, no, I'll put the ray gun. I'll put the ray gun.
Here's my argument here. Lancer, like the actual gun, shooting it doesn't feel that
it's
special.
the chainsaw.
It's the chainsaw and running up to an enemy and slicing him in half.
Which is awesome.
Ray gun, even though it kind of sucks at high rounds, sounds phenomenal. The design of the gun, like in your hand, iconic.
Reload animation is arguably the best reload
yeah.
animation for a gun.
I think that it, because of those, like all that the Lancer has is that chainsaw, and you got to put the, if we're talking guns, we got to put ray gun over it.
Yep. I'm so curious to see where we go with soundtracks.
Yeah, me too.
Because we both what is Rebirth your greatest soundtrack of all time?
No.
What's your greatest soundtrack of all time?
I have a lot that I like personally hold in very high regard, like Kingdom Hearts, Guitar Man, Katamari,
excuse me,
Celeste.
Yeah, sure. I was just curious to see where you landed with that. Soundtracks.
Chrono Trigger probably is that.
Yep.
And then Final Fantasy VII original.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that both those. Let's before we put anything down here or up there. Let's leave Chrono Trigger and FF7 because I Persona, Kingdom Hearts are other ones that I'm like. Are we overloading on JRPGs at that point?
I think JRPG is the best soundtracks.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
People, let's pull in the audience and just kind of help this
facilitate the process.
Yeah, wheel spinning soundtracks. Ocarina of Time.
Yeah, I think that's
got to be up there. And this is from Stun again. That's their name, right? Yep, Stun. Ocarina, 7 Rebirth, Mario 64. No,
I don't think. I think Mario soundtracks are underrated,
really
but I'd rather go with the Zelda soundtrack.
And I'd also rather go with the Odyssey if we're going with the Mario soundtrack.
Yeah.
Undertale.
So Undertale would be if I were to do just spitballing. I think you do Chrono Trigger. I think you do Final Fantasy VII. I think you do Ocarina of Time. I think you do Undertale. And I think that's the list.
I can't get on board with Undertale.
Why can't you get on board with Undertale?
Celeste is a better soundtrack. I think there's many soundtracks that are better.
But the icon status is absurd with Undertale.
Just because of the soundtrack?
Yeah, yes, 1 and 2. If you watch like YouTube videos or TikTok videos, you will be dumbfounded at how many people use that as their backing track.
But you can say that about a lot of video games.
No, I would say that Undertale is more utilized than any other game.
Well, I think that's because a lot of kids grew up playing Undertale that are now making YouTube videos.
But once again, it's so iconic that it gets like.
But you could say that back in the. I think I'm saying this because I think you would be exposed to these content creators that are using this Undertale music and I'm sure there's older people who use Undertale music. But like me growing up is like, okay, I hear Kingdom Hearts music in the background. I hear Final Fantasy VII music in the background. Ocarina of Time music. So like, I don't think I think you can make the argument for just about any of these games that we're talking about.
But I do think that Undertale is the soundtrack of Undertale is more notable than Celeste by like a country mile.
From
Even though I love the Celeste soundtrack, don't get me like I listened to the Celeste soundtrack last night. Like it's brilliant.
From SS2, Expedition 33, Outer Wilds, Persona 5, Minecraft.
Minecraft's interesting. Persona 5 is interesting. Outer Wilds might be the best soundtrack ever. I'm fine with that.
I think Minecraft's soundtrack probably changed video game music forever.
Why do you say that?
I think that it opened a lot of people's eyes to the validity of video game soundtracks, just like in the mainstream. But also, like, I think the very cerebral, low-key vibe of it is something that but also just really well produced, is something that we don't see or didn't see very much, or in the way that it is presented in Minecraft before Minecraft.
I can get down with Minecraft.
Yeah, I don't even like that soundtrack that much. But like, I think we gotta maybe put respect on it.
The other one, need to toss it in there. One of the GOATs, Silent Hill 2. Like that's just one of the best soundtracks ever.
Yes. Yeah. Holy shit.
That's just one of the best soundtracks ever. I don't know if it qualifies at all for icon status for Mount Rushmore, but I think it's arguably just one of the GOATs, you know?
Master just throws out F7, Chrono Trigger, Persona 5 Royal, Symphony of the Night. I love Symphony of the Night's soundtrack.
Yeah.
I think we have to kind of factor in how ubiquitous the game is as well, and how popular it is. Just because if we're going Mount Rushmore and icon status, and that being like the most heavily weighted piece of this, here's what I'll say to that though: Chrono Trigger, I don't think can be on there then.
I think that,
dude, it's one of those games where people talk very, very highly about it, but not that many people have completed Chrono Trigger.
Especially now, it's kind of
time has
impossible
gone
to get to.
too, like where just like young people are not willing to go
I'm
back
fine with
to
it not being on there.
I think Final Fantasy VII is more iconic.
I'm fine with that. I still then with the cases that are being made about like because at this point we're kind of just defaulting to icon because you kind of have to.
Yeah,
because we're not going to be able to
all it's
argue
gonna be
which
is
one's better.
preference.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So then I
It's
think
gonna look nothing like my personal
I
list.
think that we do Ocarina and FF7 to start. Like we can
Yeah.
put both
Do you
those
wanna
on the
write
board.
these
Yeah,
on there?
sure.
Yeah.
Oh, geez,
Let's
this
see
is
how this goes.
what? Start talking.
Always,
You don't need to watch me.
It's always a treat to get to watch Nick attempt to write on the whiteboard. He always uses the small part of the marker too, and then has to erase it immediately. Going play by play here. I work in a warehouse in which I have to use a lot of Sharpies. I don't know. It's kind of not being great for me either.
Grab a different marker.
Nick's grabbing a different marker. We are pivoting. Pivot.
You like Friends?
No. From the episodes I've watched, I do not like Friends. But I also watched How I Met Your Mother first before seeing any Friends, and I was like, this is just worse Friends. No, that's not it. We need a different marker.
Kidding me.
Do you want a paper towel? Nick bought new Expo markers, and half of them like just do not give you the same level of ink darkness that like comparing that and that like this is like gray and this is black.
Yeah, that's fine though. You can still see that.
Fine enough, I guess. Dude, I threw out somebody saying Expedition 33. No shot.
I think that you can make a case it's the greatest soundtrack ever.
Yeah.
I think you make that case. I'm not upset with that. Not a Mount Rushmore soundtrack though. No.
I think you can make the case. I'm gonna judge you a little bit if you're throwing around that
No, I'm not
statement,
at all.
but I know I'm in the minority. On
Yeah,
that.
no, that soundtrack's
I do
brilliant.
not have the same ears that everybody else has apparently, but I just do not like that soundtrack.
You're gonna leave, and I'm gonna pick
It's
up my
fine.
guitar and just play that lead melody.
It's good.
It's brilliant.
It's got its moments for sure, and then
Yeah.
I'm actively annoyed by some of the songs, but then that just comes back to musical preference.
Yeah, totally. So now we're just doing Icon. If that's the case,
I don't think you can do Persona 5 then.
it sold like fucking 20 million copies. Like, it's in the same tier as an Undertale. It's in the same tier as like.
Yeah, sure.
Like,
I don't think Undertale should be on there. Probably.
I
think Minecraft should be on there. I think we should lock that in. Let me pull up some more lists here.
Minecraft's so interesting.
Yeah, it's tough. From Toby, soundtracks, FF7, Kingdom Hearts 2, Minecraft, Super Mario 64. Did we already do that one?
Maybe.
Just
I'll put Minecraft on there.
okay.
At this point,
A lot of people throwing around Minecraft. For soundtrack, from Luke, for soundtracks, I'd go Rebirth, Persona 5, Chrono Trigger, and Kingdom Hearts 2. Kingdom Hearts 2, I mean, like, I love Kingdom Hearts 2. I think it's very arguably the greatest soundtrack of all time.
Shut up, Connor. Connor, just let it happen. Connor, just let it happen.
After we finish this one, just get another.
Yeah,
marker.
I know.
Try again. Yeah, I love Kingdom Hearts 2. I love Kingdom Hearts music in general. Yoko Shimomura, I think if I had my druthers, we'd have Parasite Eve up here, but like that, we're not close on that.
Yeah, it's not Mount Rushmore.
Trying under other indie darling.
It's Undertale is the indie darling soundtrack. I like.
Is Undertale that popular? Just in the mainstream?
Let's see how many copies it sold. How many copies has?
I think Hollow Knight is probably more popular.
Yeah, it's between 5 to 10 million as of 2024, only on Steam though.
It's a wide range.
It's 7.8 million on Steam alone.
Okay.
So that's, I would say, probably at least 15 million across everything, because it came out on handhelds too, right?
Yeah, the Vita.
Yeah, exactly.
Everyone's playing Undertale on the Vita.
No, but it's also just on every fucking system ever now. So like I feel confident that it sold 15 million in the same way that that's about how much Hollow Knight sold. Right? Hollow Knight's 15? Yeah, it's 15. It's not 30.
I'm coming around on the idea of doing Super Mario 64. You can't argue that Undertale is over Super Mario 64.
Yeah, though you can argue it's better. That's it.
Yeah.
Sure.
All right, let's do it.
I love that soundtrack though.
Undertale's?
No, Super Mario 64.
Me too.
I don't know how this marker got life in it all of a sudden.
Yeah.
That's frustrating.
Okay. Moving on to items. This is a really weird one. How do we want to do this? Like,
what is an item? Is a coin from Mario an item?
No, I think it's something like that's a currency.
Sure.
Like a mushroom would be an item.
Yeah. Speaking of which, that could just go on there immediately. There's no more iconic item than the Mario mushroom. Yeah.
Is there anything from Zelda that could go on there?
Fairy. I don't
Hook
think.
shot. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think that,
like there's a
that's.
lot.
Yeah, I don't think that there's something from
There's
Zelda
too
there.
many items.
Yep.
Hmm. Let me,
Items are tough.
yeah,
Yeah.
it is.
And video game item, something that you can pick up. An
A
egg.
potion.
Egg from Resident Evil.
Hurry
I'm not
for it.
even joking. That
Yeah.
I think that there's a strong case I can put an egg up there.
I think a lot of people refrain
Something
from doing this.
in the realm of Minecraft, a pickaxe. That's not a weapon.
Yeah, it can be though.
Yeah, but so can a mushroom technically makes you
Yeah.
big. So can an egg technically.
From Tim, they put blue shell, mushroom, Pokeball,
Pokeball
and
needs to be on there.
Sonic rings, which we just talked about why rings wouldn't qualify. I think.
I'm putting Pokeball on there. That's in my mind a guarantee at this point.
Mushroom power pellet. What is a power pellet?
I have no idea. Probably something from Mega
Chaos
Man.
Emerald, and the BFG, which is a gun.
Yeah. Video game item.
We got from Jamie V Jams, Super Mushroom. Is everyone calling it Super Mushroom?
I don't know.
I've always just called it Mushroom.
Mushroom. Yeah.
Minecraft pickaxe. Well, there you go. Donkey Kong barrel, MGS cardboard box.
Love that box.
Yeah, me too. Next, okay, I'm not
Oh,
gonna.
we're talking about my box.
Yeah,
I love box. Materia.
that's a good one.
Yeah.
A lot of Final Fantasy VII reps on here. Is it just
Really?
The one? It's just the one.
I
I feel like we mentioned. No, maybe I'm just thinking of previous episodes.
Yeah.
Top video game items. I just want to make sure we're not missing anything.
I like egg a lot. Oh, geez. Egg.
Phoenix Down.
Oh, excuse me. Yeah.
Elixir from Kingdom Hearts or Final Fantasy.
I think
Is that a thing in Final Fantasy, or am I tripping?
I don't think. Oh no, elixirs are. Yeah.
Heart container for Zelda.
Yeah, I like a hard container.
I think Phoenix Down actually like.
I like the Metal Gear Solid box still.
Yeah, me too. I think I prefer Phoenix Down over the Metal Gear Solid box. Though.
How about like just genuinely, what is the best Mario Kart item? Because I feel like that should be on there.
The most iconic is Blue Shell, probably.
Yeah, I think that maybe a blue shell should be on there.
Right. Double Mario Kartin.
Well, but mushroom. Well, yeah, mushroom is, but
Yeah. We're definitely putting criteria on this that I don't think is necessarily because these lists have like rings and coins.
yeah,
and stuff.
exactly.
But I think it's more interesting to do that than
Because it would be coins, rings, rupees,
yeah.
mushroom, and that would be the like. So I was curious to see what parameters were.
All right,
Can we do box or egg?
we can do box. The MGS box.
That's awful. That's I don't even know what that was. Oh, I need to catch up on House of the Dragon.
Hot D. I got
That hot D. Oh, you got a marker. Wait, you got a marker and you've been letting me use this one?
I don't.
Yeah.
I thought I handed you a marker. Maybe
Yeah,
I
I
had
thought
a
you did
second
too.
marker.
You had a second marker, pocket marker. Video game swords.
Master sword.
Yep, the Buster Sword, the Energy Sword, and then we go from there.
Okay. Is the Buster Sword really that iconic?
I will. Yes.
Is
yes,
it really?
Yes, it is.
Would you put the Buster Sword close to icon status, to where the icon status is for Master Sword and the Energy Sword? You put those in a lineup to a random person. You think they're able to name all three of those consistently?
I don't know if they're able to name all three. I think if you show those three swords, though, I think most people will be like, "Oh yeah, I know that that's from a video game." Like if you show the Master Sword, just the Master Sword, I don't think that people on the street are like, "That's from a video game."
I think most people would be like, "That is Link's sword."
I don't
Or
know if
that's
that's
from
the case.
Legend of Zelda.
I don't know if that's the case.
It also has the Triforce on it, which is also another
Still, but I don't know if
iconic
that's the
piece
case.
of Zelda iconography.
I think that everyone knows what the Buster Sword is.
You're high.
Question.
I've been telling that term around a lot in this podcast.
I think that
you're outlandish right now.
Like once again, I didn't play Final Fantasy VII until I was 19 years old. I knew what the Buster Sword was when I was like 10.
Get in the comments and tell us argument for us because I don't know if this is
It's the Buster Sword, it's the Master Sword, it's the Energy Sword.
I think if you're well versed in gaming, sure, but like
if you,
I don't think you need to be well versed in gaming to know what the Energy Sword is, Nick.
But what are we fucking doing then? Are we doing like if we're doing the video game Mount Rushmore, it's the Buster Sword.
I think it. we've discussed this over and over
Yeah,
again
yeah.
at this point that icon status factors in, but
Yeah.
it is not the end all be all. But I would say that the Buster Sword's icon status is not nearly on the same level as the other two that we've already thrown out, and maybe others.
I don't know. I
Even though
do not know.
it's cool. I do think it's very cool. There's multiple swords in Final Fantasy that I think are cooler than.
What do you think's more notable, the Buster Sword or the Keyblade?
I think, well, Kingdom Hearts, I think, is probably more niche than Final Fantasy.
It definitely is.
But I think it has a image that the Keyblade has a design that is more interesting and memorable for most people. I think you see the mouse at the end of the chain on the Keyblade, and you say, "I know what that is."
I think that if you know what a Keyblade is, you'd fucking definitely know what the Buster Sword is. I think that Venn diagram is more people know the Buster Sword that don't know what the Keyblade is.
Maybe.
Because Final Fantasy is more popular. Final Fantasy 7 is the most popular version of that. Like, I think that that's not even.
Let's go to the people.
So, by the way, you can put Master Sword and Energy Sword on there. Like, those are both on there. I think you put the Buster Sword on there. I don't know why I'm getting flat for it. Keyblade, I think,
It's probably gonna end up on there.
Yeah. Keyblade's interesting. I originally, with this episode, had weapons. The only reason that I'm upset the car split it between guns and swords is we don't have an excuse to put the Leviathan Axe with the Blades of Chaos on this list.
You put the blades.
We've argued is that a sword
they're
before.
Like daggers.
Well, you said it wasn't a sword.
And you said it was. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I'm going to stick to my original.
Yeah,
argument then.
exactly.
I don't really have a strong take on this.
Just
I think
put the Buster Sword on there. You're not going to win that
see what
argument.
other people say. This for Stun, they have Master Sword, Keyblade, Energy Sword, Masamune. Masamune's not going over
the Buster Sword? Did they not have the Buster Sword on there?
No. Like
it's crazy.
I think Sephiroth's long ass katana is cool, but
I think
like,
it's the coolest thing on the planet.
A long ass katana. All right.
I do have a sword that is ahead of the Keyblade, and I will argue for it in a minute.
Let's see if I'm
waiting for Buster Sword to get on the list before.
able to pull it out of one of these lists on here.
I don't think you're going to be able to. The sword that I have in mind, though, should be over honestly all the swords that we've listed thus far.
Buster Sword, Keyblade, Blades of Chaos, Energy Sword.
Sure.
From Tim.
No Master Sword, which I kind of agree with. I think that the Buster Sword is more iconic than the Master Sword.
What are we doing here?
I firmly believe that.
There's not that many. I think there's an upper echelon of choices.
Put Buster Sword on the fucking list.
And then there's just a ton of honorable mentions that could be on here. But like, I think we have to put the Buster Sword on here because there's not really that many that punch up into the Master Sword and the.
Put the Buster Sword on there, and then I have the correct number 4. That's not the Keyblade.
Okay.
The Diamond Sword from Minecraft. Songs were written about it. Arguably the most iconic weapon from one of the largest games ever created.
I see the argument. I get it.
Much more iconic than the Keyblade. Not for gamers necessarily, but also fucking Minecraft's a video game, you know? Like, so yeah. I think that's it.
I'm gonna put fucking like Roblox something on here eventually because it's iconic.
I don't go that deep, but like I generally think that it's I think that is the right thing. I don't like it. I would prefer a Keyblade to be on there.
Me too.
But I also think that's the right thing.
Art styles, total crapshoot. I don't really even know how to frame this discussion.
You pitched this one. I was like,
so it could be art styles, it could be graphics, it could be art direction.
Oh, okay.
Like the style of the world and everything. Like, so I think we have to factor all these things in here.
Undertale and Chrono Trigger for pixelated art styles, or both.
I have seen quite a bit of Chrono Trigger, watching you play it and just seeing it in videos over the years. If we're going to talk about a pixel arts JRPG from that era, I'm going FF6 every day of the fucking week.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. I can't speak to it. So
then I think we can't do Chrono Trigger.
I think Undertale should be on that list.
I disagree.
I think that Undertale and Hades should be on that list.
I can get on board with Hades a little bit more.
Really? Over Undertale?
Yeah.
Interesting. Undertale's
distinct.
Exactly.
It has a look to it, but I think that Hades has much more going on in the art department. It's just art direction. It's a more vast game because I think it might actually be smaller technically, but there's just so much more detail.
The art direction in Hades is. By the way, this is the classic example. I during this episode think that I'm right, like all the time.
Yeah.
And I know that the comments are going to be like, he's so dumb.
Yeah.
Like, that's going to happen. But
Can't win them all. Can't please everyone.
it is what it is.
Bloodborne for me is up there for art direction.
Yeah, I'm down with it. I think the Souls games could be on there. I would prefer Elden Ring to be over it because I think the art direction of that game is better. Even though I think Yharnam's a cooler world, it does one thing better. But like the different vastness of like there's so many different sections in Elden Ring that it's a different idea basically.
Yeah, I think that you're not giving Bloodborne enough credit for how diverse it is, though. You're not just in the city.
I know, but like
You
even
go
that,
to very many.
but
the
it's all
forests,
the same like color palette. It feels like, which is dark.
I don't agree. Like
Yeah.
when you fight the one reborn, that is like the whole world is a different.
I think that your
shade
best case
because
is
of
wrong.
The moon or the sun or whatever.
I think your best case is wrong.
Yeah, well, that's a
Yeah.
pretty. That's very different.
Exactly,
Than
that's what I'm
everything else,
saying.
But
I wouldn't. The one reborn. I feel like that's a odd pull.
let's go back to Zelda. Wind Waker, if we're gonna do one, right?
Oh yeah, I'm actually fine with putting Wind Waker
Or
on
would we
there.
put Breath of the Wild over Wind Waker?
No,
I-
Wind Waker's so unique.
I think I prefer Breath of the Wild's art style. But
Sure,
I
it's-
can
yeah.
can
Mount
get on
Rushmore,
board.
though.
Well, okay, but then we're talking Wind Waker, and we're talking Zelda. You got a lot of entries. Then it becomes difficult to really nail down what the icon is here.
It's Wind Waker.
I do think that the best argument you can make for Wind Waker is that it is the most notable and divisive change in the franchise.
100%.
People fucking hated the way Wind Waker looked
Yeah.
at launch. Hated it.
Yeah, sure.
And there's a lot of revisionist history on this game.
Now,
where
now
they're like,
people
"Oh, no, I
have
always
taste.
loved it.
Now people
like
have
that."
taste. Yeah. No, I think Wind Waker easily goes on there.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's actually kind of a good 101. Like we're just gonna disagree on so much of this. Is sort of where I'm coming down.
Okami.
Yeah, I'm fine with something like Okami going on there. The gorgeous game.
And I do think that for Okami, even as somebody who hadn't played the game, you know that it
Yeah,
has a
exactly.
really awesome art style. And I think that that is a universal experience for anybody who has seen the game, like on the shelf at Blockbuster
Yeah.
or whatever. Like,
Can we get some write-ins for
yeah,
this?
because I think
Because I'm just curious where the audience is at. Because I'm still going back to Undertale and Hades as like, but you disagree with both those. Not fully disagree with Hades, but
from Liam, we have Super Metroid, The Legend of Zelda: Twilight Princess, Grim Fandango, Great Pull, and Blasphemous. Don't think Blasphemous can get up there because of the icon status. And if we're gonna go, with a Metroidvania, which I think that Blasphemous has Metroidvania elements.
sure.
I don't know if it is specifically a Metroidvania. Castlevania Symphony of the Night.
you think Castlevania? Well, that for Super Metroid, they brought up Super Metroid as the other
I
option.
prefer the look, and I haven't played Super Metroid, but
Yeah.
I watched you play a lot of it.
Yeah.
I prefer the look of Castlevania, and it came out a few years after, so they were able to Symphony of the Night did,
Yeah.
so they were able to improve on just like the baseline visuals. I think that Castlevania Symphony of the Night is the example of a game that utilizes pixel art to present an art style that will look good in 1,000 years.
Yeah,
And if we're-
I
and
can make a case that Castlevania. Yeah, I'm fine with that.
because
being
then
on there.
it goes back to the JRPG piece. Like, I think that you have Chrono Trigger, you have Secret of Mana, you have Final Fantasy VI.
The next game on this list, without a doubt, it's in fucking museums, is Persona 5. I'm not gonna debate it. Like,
Where is it in museums?
there is a museum that is literally just the pause screen, and it's like there's a photo of the pause screen in a museum.
Yeah.
I don't know how you don't put Persona 5. I can argue, honestly, if I'm being real, I would argue Metaphor. I think it has even better art direction. But Persona 5 is so fucking iconic for the art direction of that game. Like, I think it has to be on this.
I don't necessarily disagree, but I think we can keep stewing a little bit more. It's probably going to end up on there though. From Stun once again, putting in the work, getting us write-ins for every category. Omori, Cuphead.
Yeah, Cuphead goes like right now. Like, that's fine.
Grease,
Yeah.
and Slay the Princess. Slay the
I don't know
Princess.
what that is. Cuphead can go right now.
Cuphead over Persona 5 for sure, in my opinion.
I think that they both should be there. Like,
Okay.
what can you write Cuphead? Like, because it's going to be on there.
Okami, Cuphead, Ori and the Blind Forest, and Wolf Among Us from Tim.
Oh, I like Wolf Among Us.
Yeah, but,
I don't know if it's there, but I like Wolf Among Us. Cuphead's on there. I would put Persona 5 right there after the fact.
and then Symphony of the Night.
Sure.
We need a pixel art rep on here.
Yeah, sure. I do agree with that. I do like the Grease Pole because I would put Neva in a similar conversation as like one of the most defining. Like it's a watercolor painting, you know, like it's a very unique type of art style that is rad. Cool. Consoles.
We have reached the end, and I think this is probably going to be the most divisive one. NES.
Yep.
Immediately. Save Gaming. Great catalog. Underrated catalog by today's standards, I think.
Well, you gave me a lot of shit for calling it underrated on that TikTok.
I think if you know ball, like if you like
It's still underrated.
if you respect history,
Sure, it's underrated,
impossible to call the NES underrated.
But you just said it had an underrated catalog, so it's not impossible to say.
I think just because we have so many new
amazing
children
consoles,
running around these days playing their Roblox and Fortnite, they're not putting enough respect on the NES. The
I agree with that.
Godfather of this
I
whole
agree with
thing.
that.
Then I think that is there any other Nintendo console that we can put on here? Arguably, I don't think we get since we have the NES. I think we can't do the SNES.
Yep.
Don't think we do the.
There's one. There's one.
It's the Wii.
It's the Wii or it's the Switch. The Wii was the one that came to mind first. The Switch because it changed. It's a console that you can take. Like that is a fundamental shift in consoles. But I would say the Wii. We can come back around to the Wii though.
If we're gonna do an Xbox.
Well, let's start here.
Okay.
PS2 needs to be on this list.
Yes.
Yeah. Highest selling console ever. Like the game catalog, people still look at extremely fondly. I think PS2 is the PlayStation that first would go on here.
Okay, let's do the PS2 and then let's do the 360. For icon status, people laud the 360 as like gaming royalty, as a god amongst men for consoles. Like
I do agree with that. I think though that it is factually loud people lauding that.
Okay,
because it did
not
sell. It did sell
as well as people like to
exactly.
think
So
it did.
like,
but you also have to factor in how it changed the game for online.
yeah, I think that's the case
legacy.
that you make for it.
Yeah.
Like it changed online.
And then you could also make a case for the library too. Like I think the PS3 has a better library because of its first party titles, but you continue to argue that when talking about the PS3 in comparison to the 360, that it's closer than I think because a lot of the third party titles during this generation.
But once again, I think the
amazing.
PS3 library is much better than the 360. Don't get me wrong.
But then you got to give 360 credit for the online stuff. Party chat. Fortunately, I had to pay for the online, which sucked. And I used to dunk on my 360 friends back in middle school and high school for having to pay.
All right.
Okay, now I think that we have one from all the big dogs.
Yep. Ouya.
Portables.
Google Stadia. Streaming boxes, baby.
Let me bring some people in here real fast. From Snake, they put Snake 3. Snake 3, they said that I don't say their name right ever because they just shorten it. NES, Wii, PS2, Game Boy.
If we're doing portables, is it not the DS?
I think so. I was thinking the same thing.
I think it's the DS. I would make the case, though. This is where I stand at this point.
You're gonna say the Vita, right?
Of course, no. I would make the case. Video game consoles. I'm going with the Switch. When we get the PS6 and it has a handheld mode in it, we are already seeing that that's going to most likely be the case. It's a game changer for what a console is. It's sold. It's going to be the highest selling console ever when it's all said and done.
Switch 1?
Switch 1 will be, yes.
Maybe.
No, it's going to that. Like it's going to outpace the PS. It's really close as of right now. It is going to happen. Like complete icon status. What it is.
The Switch without the likes of the Game Boy and the DS.
But which one are you saying at that point? Are you saying, were we going just OG, then you do the Game Boy? But like, are we saying more iconic, you do the DS? Or you just do the best of both worlds? It's still a console. It also has It's probably the best console ever out, maybe except for the PS4.
I think that if we're gonna distinguish between Game Boy and DS, for me the deciding factor is that the DS sold way more than
Way
the
more.
Game Boy.
Yeah, yeah.
It's the highest selling handheld of all time,
Except for the Switch,
yeah, unless if you consider the Switch a handheld.
which I would say you kind of have
It's
to.
a hybrid,
Yeah. So it also.
so it's partially a handheld, but it's
Exactly.
not a dedicated handheld.
Yeah.
Which I think that a dedicated handheld is, and then having one of those on here is important to paint the picture of video game history for consoles.
Sure.
We have much more time with dedicated handhelds than we do the Switch format.
I agree with that. The way that I look at the Switch is I'm like, it's a handheld that sold the most.
It's not a handheld though; it's a hybrid. Something
Yes,
different. It's in a
but
different
saying that it's a
category.
hybrid doesn't mean that it's not a hand. It still actually encompasses the handheld box completely because it can be a handheld completely.
Yeah, but many people
I
play it
play
mostly
it
on their
docked all the
TV.
time.
Yeah,
Love to
and
dock it.
I just can't get over the idea of not having a dedicated handheld on here. I feel like you can't tell the history of video games without one of those on here. Let me pull up more.
Yeah, yeah.
From Stun once again, NES, Nintendo Switch, PS2, PS4. PS4 is not on here.
No,
I mean,
they're just talking greatness.
I think if we're gonna argue greatness, I think PS4 as a case. But from Night Echoes, and I apologize, Night. You wrote a bunch of additional information for your rankings, and I'm just gonna read the specific consoles. They put PS2, Nintendo Wii, Xbox 360. This list wouldn't even be made if it wasn't for the Nintendo Entertainment System. So NES is their last one.
I think the Wii. We can also come back around to the Wii and what it did for casual gaming, motion controls.
But it was a flash in the pan, and I think a lot of people would argue that motion controls were a net negative for the gaming industry for like the next 10 years. You get the Kinect, you get PlayStation Move, these side projects that didn't really amount to anything. You get Rare working on Kinect games for a fucking decade and like not able to actually do what many people would like to have seen from that studio. So I think DS, you have the ubiquity of it with the amount of sales. You have a excellent catalog of games as well.
I think the DS, the only reason that you put the DS over the Switch, the only reason that I would accept is it's just an outright handheld. And it has the other stuff, don't get me wrong. But
it also has innovation too, the touchscreen.
Everything that you were saying about the DS, great game catalog, innovation, all this stuff can be said about the Switch, except that it's not a full all-in handheld. I think that's it. And if that's the case, I'm fine with it. But that's it.
Let's kind of drill into that point a little bit more. The experience you're getting on the Switch is not that far from the experience you can get on not when it comes to power and like visual fidelity, but it is a console experience that you can take with you.
Yeah.
That is not similar to the handhelds that we've gotten over the course of the last 20 years. And they also had these specific gimmicks and interesting quirks
because
that made
they had
them
to play within the limitations. Yes.
That made them different from their predecessors and the consoles that came after. I think that is the big deciding factor here, that while the Switch is important, and I do think that you could argue that I don't think you can argue that the lineup is better on Switch than the DS.
Like, the lineup on the Switch is much better.
But it is still that console type experience.
Once again, the only argument that can be made.
I'm just trying to extrapolate on a little bit more and make the case for it because I think people will be upset that we don't have the Switch on here. But I don't think you can remove any of these. Can you put the Switch over the 360?
No. I'm fine with all these being here. Like, I'm fine with putting one thing. I'm okay with putting the DS on here. I'm not like fighting tooth and nail. I do think the Switch should be on here instead, but I'm fine with it.
And I will say that if we go 10 years from now and we see how this hybrid model all plays out, and if this becomes a thing,
the Switch will be on here. I would bet anything.
If this becomes a thing for Many of the console manufacturers, like we said,
It
we're going
will
to
be
see
the
it with
next generation, which is the next
PSX.
10 years.
We don't
Yes.
know what Xbox is going to do with it.
They will. I mean, them even getting in business with the ROG Ally.
Yeah, but
Like that.
is that really a hybrid? Does
No, no, no.
anybody
But
use that like linked
but
up to their screen?
the reason that people want that form factor of a PC in your hand is because everyone knows how good it is to play a Switch game in their hand. I think
Yeah.
that is the direct
No, I totally agree.
correlation. So
I think the only reason the Steam Deck exists is because of the Switch,
100%.
for sure.
Yeah, and that form factor too of
Yeah.
just like wider
I
screen.
think we just need more time to
Yeah.
say that the Switch
it-
changed the game, because I think that you could argue that the Wii changed the game if you were
Yeah, sure.
in the years after, and the
Yeah.
5 years after that, because we got Kinect, we got PlayStation
Well,
Move.
still,
But
I
then
think
it
that
didn't
you could
end up playing out that way.
you bring up the how is it easier to tell the video game story with the Wii or the DS? I think that the Wii
DS.
really okay.
I think the Wii gives you a glimpse into a time and place.
I think
that
the
has
DS
not-
does too.
I do not. I think the DS you can use the DS as a kind of middle point for
Game
all
Boy
of
and then-
handheld
Sure.
history.
I'm fine with that.
You can also use the DS to talk about the PSP and the PS Vita.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. You're talking about the handheld allows you to encompass the handheld
Yeah.
aspects. I would still argue that the Switch helps
And
you
also-
because like my big thing with the Switch is I look at the Switch in the same way that I look at the DS when I'm flying to LA and it's okay. I have these two consoles that I'm able to just pull out and play a game, and that's awesome. Like it's so unique in that way. But like I'm not like, oh man, because I can put this in a dock doesn't make it any less of a handheld, in my opinion, because it still allows me to do the exact same handheld experience as the DS.
But then we go back to the argument about the experience you're getting on this handheld, that it's just a console experience.
But
for the
that's a
most part.
phenomenal, like it's still a gaming
It's great,
experience.
but it doesn't encapsulate what the ethos of handheld gaming that we've talked about
Sure.
ad nauseum at this
Yeah.
point, and my frustrations and sadness about the fact that we're never going to get a dedicated
Yeah.
handheld ever again.
All right, I'm fine with
Yeah,
putting the
I
DS
think
on
we
there.
have to. Okay, cool.
So, just for the podcast people, characters: Mario, Link, Chief, Kratos, guns: Portal Gun, BFG, Needler, Ray Gun, soundtracks: FF7, Ocarina of Time, Minecraft, Super Mario 64. I'm sorry, this is so tough. I feel like we didn't like. I don't think we did the wrong one, but we didn't do the right ones either.
I don't
Items:
disagree.
Mushroom, Pokeball, Blue Shell, Box. Hell yeah! Sword, Smash Sword, Energy Sword, Buster Sword, and Diamond Sword. I am proud that Diamond Sword's on there, even though I hate it. It should be on there though. Art Styles, Wind Waker, Cuphead, Persona 5, Castlevania of the Night. I think that we actually kind of nailed that for what we're trying to do. Like that's really hard. And I think that that's kind of the right solution. Consoles: NES, PS2, Xbox 360, and DS. And now we're going to the draft. Connor, do you want to have first pick here?
Sure. Do you want to see
I'll tee it up. Today we are drafting video games that include. I'm just going to re-tee it up because you got to start with superhero games, right? Today we are drafting superhero games. Connor, you have the first pick.
With my first pick, I'm going to go with what I would say is the best Spider-Man game, Spider-Man PS4, the first one from Insomniac. I think that it has great gameplay when it comes to the combat. The swinging is a major highlight and arguably one of the best reversal systems in gaming, period. And it also tells a fantastic story that made me tear up at the end. So I think that on the story front, it is inarguable for me that this is not the peak of the Insomniac games, superhero games that we've gotten between Spider-Man 1, Miles Morales, and Spider-Man 2. So that's why it's in my number one spot.
With my first pick, I'm going to go with the Batman game that has stuck with me for the longest, and that's Arkham Asylum. And that mainly due to the vibes. The vibes in that game are freaking immaculate. I played like a couple hours of Asylum recently, and I'm like, oh my gosh. Like, I'm not going to beat this game, but I'm so thankful that I just like touched back in with it and hung out with those, with Arkham Asylum a little bit longer. And then with my second pick, I'm going to go to a newcomer to this draft conversation. I'm going with Dispatch. Dispatch is freaking awesome. Is it more of a movie than a game? Sure. Is it still a video game? Yeah. And is the story that Dispatch delivers phenomenal? Absolutely. Dispatch is pretty unbelievable. I think about it like at least once every couple of weeks of just like, man, what a fun time it was last year during that like October season of like reviewing a bunch of games. So at the very end of it, like that was like my sweet treat getting those weekly releases and everything. So shout out to Dispatch with my number 2 pick.
I do want to say that putting together my draft board, I realized I haven't played a lot of superhero games. There's just some very notable ones that I've missed. There's some niche ones that are fan favorites that I also haven't played but heard great things about. So we will get further into this draft where I'm picking games that I haven't played and just going based off of the things that other people have said. But also, this is going to that should hopefully frame why I am picking certain games when I am. I want to save those for the end rather than just go draft them higher because people
pick
like
Miles
them.
Morales and Spider-Man 2 right now, Connor.
No, I'm going to go with Infamous 2 with my second pick. I think that Sucker Punch's spin on the superhero genre back in the at the midway points for the PS3 was their next step into becoming a AAA powerhouse. They worked on Sly Cooper back on the PS2. Infamous is such a major leap forward when it comes to scope and scale and visual fidelity, and then I think Infamous 2 does takes the formula of Infamous 1 and does everything better powers, better visuals, better pizza, Papa John's. Like, I think that Cole is such a cool character as well. Infamous 2, one of the all-time great superhero games. With my next pick, I said that there are certain games that I haven't played, but I will say with this one, I just haven't beaten it. I have played a fair amount of it, so I feel like I can rank it somewhat here. But I'm also going off of the fact that it is a lot of people's favorite in this trilogy. We're going to go with Batman Arkham City, taking a lot of the great stuff about Arkham Asylum, which is a little bit more linear, putting it in an open world format and letting you go wild, fly around the city. It's got vibes for days, great cast of villains, and that can be said for any of these Batman games. But Batman Arkham City with my third pick.
With my third pick, I'm going to choose a fighting game. Marvel vs. Capcom 2, baby.
I don't even have that on this list.
Banger.
Missed that.
Banger. I got on my Duffy a little bit when I chose the superhero games topic today. I was like, the literal reason was I was thinking about Marvel Tokon Fighting Souls and how I need to go and play some of that beta today, even though I'm a little sick boy right now. But MVC2, all-time game. Art style is perfect. Like, that game looks phenomenal still today. Shout out to MVC2. With my next pick, I'm once again getting in my Duffy because I think they're going to give me one of the Spider-Man games towards the end. So I'm going to choose just games that like I could pick now, play with the draft board a little bit. Choosing Marvel Snap. What a fun game that was. Connor.
It's so random.
Yeah, but like I will never forget, me and both my roommates were sitting down in college and we were watching just like bad TV. Like, this was like reality TV era for our apartment. And all of us were just playing Marvel Snap on our phone. And it was like, what a time to be alive. It was great. So I'm not like super well versed in Marvel Snap. I played it for like a month or two and then put it down, but it was a lot of fun, and shout out Marvel Snap.
Everything I said about picking games that I haven't played has gone out the window with the way that you have drafted, because now I have a good amount of games that I have played left. With my fourth pick, I'm going to go with Spider-Man 2 on the PS2.
Oh, cool.
Classic.
Yeah.
Like swinging around the city with these graphics back in the day, mind blowing.
Yeah, sure.
Super fun. And fleshes out the story that we saw in the movie as well, and gives us a little bit more to chew on. Just a blast. And I miss these kind of licensed games that we just simply don't get anymore.
Yeah.
Movie time games. Final pick here is a tough one. I don't want to double up on Spider-Man from Insomniac, and then I already have another Spider-Man rep on here. Well, I do think that Miles Morales is probably a better game than the ones I'm between here. I'm going to go with one of the other ones. I'm going to close this out and double up on a different franchise. I'm going to go with Infamous Second Son with my final pick. One of the first big games on PS4. They showed off the power of the console, and I think is criminally slept on. This game is so much fun. It looks great still. I think that Delsin, I believe is his name.
Yep.
Cool character, voiced by Troy Baker. Seattle setting, really cool. Not very many games set in Seattle other than The Last of Us Part 2, I guess, as the first one that pops into my mind. Very interesting powers too. Like in Infamous 2, you get your electricity, you get fire and ice. This, you're getting neon and like smoke fire powers. You get stone later on. Like, it's really cool.
Yeah.
And I think that it's set. It's a continued heightening for Sucker Punch as they moved into their next era with Ghost. Like
Yeah.
we can see the upward trajectory for Sucker Punch from Sly to Infamous to Ghost, and I would argue that there's many games that came before we get to Ghost that are better than Ghost. But like I'm just saying, like when it comes to scale, when it comes to relevance, when it comes to being looked at as one of the big PlayStation first party studios alongside the likes of Naughty Dog and Sony Santa Monica, I think you could argue that Sucker Punch has ascended to maybe just a small step below and could one day be right there up there with them.
I'm very thankful that you let me choose the Spider-Man that I would like. My final pick is Spider-Man Miles Morales. Spider-Man Miles Morales is my favorite superhero game. The only reason I didn't pick it earlier was because you already chose one. I was just playing the board. And I think that as time continues to go away from Miles Morales, I think it's more and more special. And I want more video game companies to do exactly what this is. Shorter game, $50, still feels AAA, tell a extremely impactful story. I remember this. I beat Spider-Man Miles Morales in one day, the day that the PlayStation 5 came out. And I just remember weeping on my shitty couch in my college apartment, being like, this is a video game, dude. Like, I Spider-Man 1 has multiple tear-jerking moments, and it, like, that got me. But I don't remember, like, all out bawling. For some reason,
Yeah.
Miles Morales hit me in a way that, like, I was like, this is my favorite Spider-Man game. This is one of my favorite gaming experience. Like, just pure favorite, like, on how much I like it. Spider-Man 1 might be a better game. Spider-Man 2, that, like, last 10 hours of Spider-Man 2 was just, like, kind of peak in my mind. Like, all the amount of awesome boss fights they're doing. But Miles Morales, it combines basically all the features I love so much about the Spider-Man games. All killer, no filler. And it's just one of my favorite gaming experiences ever. So that's my final pick.
Cool. Honorable mentions here. I have Batman Arkham VR.
Oh, nice.
Smaller VR title, not Shadows, the one that came out on Meta semi recently that I think is considered to be much, much better. But this is one of the first VR titles I played. And I thought it was really neat. Really cool visually to just be playing as Batman in first person and do some detective stuff, do some mini game stuff, and cool game. X-Men Origins Wolverine was going to be one of those games that I was going to pick just based off of cult classic status. And then I have Injustice and Infamous, and I did have Miles Morales on my list as well.
Yeah, Spider-Man 2. I also had Infamous on my list. Injustice 1 and 2. Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, neither of us have played it. I think that's going to be something that a lot of people take umbrage with.
Yep. And then Lego Batman, Legacy of the Dark Knight. Watching you Brady play that, I was like, there's some quality there.
That game's not for me.
Yeah, for sure. All right, thank you so much.
Out on Lego games at this point.
We got some Patreon names to read. Yep. Very fun podcast. You want to know what the best part of this podcast, Connor, is? The fact that right there I can see the audio bar, dude, the entire time.
And I hope that people don't feel that they didn't get like a full episode because we yapped, because the podcast still went for an hour after that. So
well, normally when we do the long gap sessions, it just adds length to the podcast. It's never
not taking anything away.
Like,
unless we have like a deadline where we have to like get off the recording to
do more content.
do a Twitch stream or something. But, all right. This show is made possible by all our lovely supporters over on Patreon. If you support us at that highest tier, you get your name read at the end of each and every episode. Members like Court,
Chuparusa,
Sir Tallywhacker,
Smiles,
Creighton B,
my man Tanji,
my name is Dom,
Schmung Mingle,
the Scooby-Doo running sound,
Brutal,
Chad Chaddington III,
Roland K,
Leroy Jenkins,
40,
Awesome
Humunga Dunga,
Night Echoes,
Nimbus Finest,
Caleb Beef,
Zodiac,
Sound Hills X,
Cash R,
Chaboy Jake,
Jakey P,
Pigeon Power,
Sir Shellis,
Choozar,
MG Dunbar,
Mr. Munchies,
Knock the Dog,
Farmer Spud,
Rocket Tater,
Nofi,
The Dankest Mike,
Citrus,
Swampy Bits,
Tristan C,
Scones C,
Killer Cheese,
Aloha Alley,
Scooterman,
Centuro,
DJ Carlos,
Neutral Sphere,
Eli the Unusual,
The Neutron Style,
Eason C,
Kingdom Hearts Rules,
Stubby Doobie,
Crispy,
DJ Zach B,
Jacob D,
Big Mac,
Uli,
Metal Nate,
The Patty Cake,
Metalcore Cowboy,
Mega,
Yogi,
Damn,
Holden
man.
M,
My voice is so jacked because of my throat. That was fun. Brock,
Voodoo,
Milky Sins,
Reggie Ranks,
Alex the Golden,
Andrew H,
Master Diz,
Cannon Fodder Games,
Only One Rufus,
and Kingdom Hearts Sucks. Good job getting through this episode despite you being sick. And you didn't have to get up like 5 times to go play your notes or anything.
I've kept it together. The only issue I'll tell you after the fact. It's a little gross.
All right.
But
All right.
yeah, yeah.
Thank you for joining us on this episode. We'll see you on the next one. Peace out.